What's up, Facebook Live? It is yours truly, Sade. I am here to present the amazing HERtalk series that I have been doing with some amazing special guests. And as you know, last week we kicked it off with our treasurer, Lanina Hare, and we talked about women empowerment and true sisterhood. And I'd be remiss to not kick that off with her because she's actually my biological sister. So we're going to talk about sister and sisterhood. So many of you know about aSistHER Inc., and many of you may not know, but we are a 501c3. We are a program that gives single mothers double, and we do that in our because our mission is to empower single mothers with physical, mental, and emotional tools we need to thrive. And just to mention some of our programs, if you don't know already, is the mental health program, where we do the one-on-one individual counseling. We have an amazing counselor, Shirley McCullen, that provides free talk therapy, real psychological clinician therapy to our single moms. We also have a financial wellness program where we empower our community to achieve more for our finances. And we do that by way of Truist Bank. Yes, we have partnered with them. And another of our other programs are next level coaching. We do free one-on-one coaching to single moms for career development, and entrepreneurship. And it's just dope. And we will be launching soon come our home own hership. You saw that? That program is dedicated specifically to single mothers achieving your dream of owning a home. And y'all know we had our Revive Her event this past spring, and it is coming back soon. So I don't want to hold y'all too long because I already know that this topic tonight is about to be so good. Okay. And the reason why I know it's going to be so good, first I want to say heart, 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 heart. Share your comments, share this link. Make sure that let me go ahead and share it myself too on my thing. Let me go ahead and just cover the house rules real quick, like share it in a few of the groups that I am a part of, because it is time to talk about these type of things. So I hope y'all are ready while I am sharing. I hope you are joining. I know that this is a different time than we did it last week, but we're trying to see if the noonish work for us or if the the evening-ish works for us. So y'all keep letting us know. I am super excited about what we are doing. I think I shared it on enough pages to keep you all abreast. You know what? I'm going to share it on the actual foundations page. Give me 1 second. I think that's important. And say where you are tuning in from. Let's see. We are live. We are live. Okay, housekeeping rules already gone. So, the topic that we are talking about tonight is specifically for single moms and mental health. This is one of the pinnacle programs that and why I founded this particular organization, because oftentimes single moms are sometimes characterized or just kind of misconceptualized as needy and super duper vulnerable. Yeah, you're single moms, but let's think about the individuality of being single and also being a mom. So that doesn't mean that we're weak. That doesn't mean that we're always vulnerable. It's just we are women that are unmarried. We have not, been married, and we have a child or children. In that case, oftentimes I've seen as a single mom where there is not a lot of support groups that will support us, and a lot of communities where you can find your people and build your tribe and have these obviously conversations that we need to have. So we're going to be talking about, just personal journeys. And I feel like there is no other super mom that I cannot have this conversation with and not missing. Okay. So I just want to first introduce Edeline Esperance. She's actually the secretary of aSistHER Inc. And she is amazing. She'll probably tell you a little bit about how we met and how we even know each other, which is so cool. But she's like the coolest nerd I've ever met on the planet. She is like, but it's like my son is a nerd. So nerd is not a derogatory thing. Like, she just hones in on knowledge. She's an average learner. She's super duper smart, y'all. It's crazy. She is a secretary of aSistHER Inc., a substitute teacher. Like, I think we all know that if we follow her, from Orange County Public Schools. She always talking about how ghetto it is, but she is amazing with those kids. And knowing that her life would not be the same if she did not have that role and steward it well. She's also a master's student at the University of Central Florida, y'all. Come on. How many? Okay, so hello, tap, tap, tap on the mic. Okay, master's student at the University of Central Florida. She majors in clinical social work with an ultimate goal to become a child therapist that specializes in bridging the gap between emotional adversity and academic excellence. And she's also the mother of two beautiful girls. So without further ado, let me see if I can bring her up on the screen. Do y'all see her? Hey, Eddie.
Hey, I'm so excited.
Yes, we are so happy to have you. Hopefully, this audience continues to build. Hopefully, you were able to share it as well. But we are super excited to have this. So, how is everything going? Like, tell us a little bit about yourself and a fun fact. We have to get a fun fact about you that people may not know.
A fun fact. Let me think. It's so many. Um, I'm really, really, really silly, and I love to. I'm more excited to go to the trampoline park than my kids are. Like I love doing all as long as I'm not spinning because I'll get dizzy. Other than that, I'll be on a trampoline all day. I love jumping on a trampoline. It's one of my
Oh
most
my gosh.
favorite things to do. And I'm
That,
30 years old.
that's actually a crazy fun fact because I would have never, like, okay, you bouncing on a trampoline. Like, you love
Girl,
to do that.
for hours. Like I love it. I love it. I love it. It's
Oh
so
my
fun.
God. That is too funny. Like, she never ceased to amaze me. Like, what else? So how are you making it through this week so far before we even get into some questions specifically about our mental?
Well, as you stated earlier when you were kind of giving me my introduction, yes, I am a mother of two, and I work as a substitute teacher, and I'm an intern at Chancery High School, and I'm a master's student at UCF. This week is a little tougher than most weeks because we have this huge assignment that's due on Sunday night. So I just have to be very tactical with my time, very strategic with my time, and there's really no room to just hang out and just do whatever. So
Right.
it's a little tight this week, but this is like my fifth year in school. So I'm kind of, you can go out and exercise and you can condition the body. You can also condition the mind. So this is year 5 for me. And so even though it is one of my tougher weeks, I've been trained, my two
Yeah.
years undergrad, and now I'm in my final year of my master's program. So my
Yes.
it's kind of like, okay, autopilot. We know what we gotta do, homework. Okay, yeah. So we're on go. So yeah, it's tough, but
That's so good. So before
yeah.
I even go to kind of how I want to find out how you balance your demands of parenthood and, like being a student, all of that, can you kind of tell the people how we met? How do we know each other?
Funny thing, was it Westridge? I don't even know how far back. I think I met Sade in the 7th grade, y'all, at Westridge Middle School, right there on Oak Ridge. I
Yes.
there, and then I think I saw you again years later at church. Somebody had invited me to your church, and did we? And you was like, I think we did. We just so happened to cross paths, and then some kind of way we were also Facebook friends also, because I think we both said, do I have you on Facebook? I don't know if I have you, little chit
Right.
before going home after church. And turns out we were already Facebook friends. And so yeah, 7th grade, Westridge.
Seventh grade, y'all.
Right, Westridge.
That is so crazy. And that was
Yeah.
like a super fun middle school too. Like
Um,
we had good times,
yeah,
good memories.
we
That's
all
dope. Okay. So back to the part where you were talking about your week. Okay, so balancing the demands of parenthood, we know with self-care, it can be so challenging.
yeah.
And I just want to know, what are some of the specific self-care practices or hobbies that have helped you actually maintain your mental well-being as a single mom? Can you share that with us?
Oh, absolutely. I think the number one thing when it comes to having a very busy lifestyle as a single mom is to prioritize your time. And just like you schedule everything else, you have to schedule your self care.
Oh my gosh.
You might think it's a tiny thing, but it it will change your whole mood, your whole attitude if you say, when I get home with these kids, these first 20 minutes when I get into the house is mine. And you can prep the kids too. Hey,
Right.
mommy time is from this minute we get into the door until 20 minutes later. And you can make it a thing to where you train them. You get in the house, hey, give me 20. And they know, okay, mommy needs 20 minutes to unwind and just be with herself.
Wait
Give
a
me
minute. So wait, back up. It's the give me 20 for me.
give me 20. And they, oh, mommy needs to, it's like a thing. Okay, I'm gonna just go in my room and on my tablet for 20 minutes because mommy need her time. Don't ask me for nothing. You're not dying. You will not die if you gotta wait 20 minutes for your snack. Listen, because they love to act like they're dying if they don't get that snack right away.
Oh my gosh.
It will learn. When mommy gets in the house, give me 20. Give me 20. And then you need a nighttime routine that is does not consist of scrolling on social media.
Ooh, say that again for the people in the back.
You need a nighttime routine that does not consist of scrolling on social media. I think as single, busy moms, we feel like we're missing out on the party. And so at the end of the night, when everybody's asleep and the dishes are clean and everything's checked off the list, you want to see what everybody else is doing. What did you miss out on today?
Wow.
When really you need to take a long shower, you need to stretch. You need to meditate. You need to pray. You need to lay down. Go to sleep.
Lay down, go to sleep.
Lay down.
I'm about to go lay down. No, that's good. So tell me the ages of your girls.
Um, the oldest is almost 13. She'll be 13 at the end of November, and the youngest, she's 6. So
Okay, are they super duper needy? Are they like mama girls? They're just always dependent of you on you.
the younger one is like that. The younger one is super like she want to stay right here. She just want to curl up right here and don't go nowhere. And the third almost 13-year-old, for her it's more so like on an as needed basis.
Okay.
Like right now there's a dance coming up on October 13th, and mommy, this is the dress that I want and these are the colors, and mom, I just want to remind you that the dance is on the 13th. So
I
it's
love it.
her is on an as needed basis. But that little one, it,
Right.
if she just want to sit, don't need nothing. She just want to sit next to me.
Oh my gosh. No, so I know that could be hard with having two and then one that is kind of up under you. So as it relates to just, having your own personal interests, like how do you prioritize your own hobbies and passions alongside, being a single mom? Like, do you have any type of advice for the listeners that's struggling to find balance if your children are somewhat needy or just everything that we do day to day?
If they're old enough, I would say plan ahead and let them know. If they're really young, you can say things like, hey, you're gonna be with grandma on Friday, or just prep them to coming up so that when that day finally arrives, when you're going to the poetry club or you're going to the day party, the kids have already been prepped. I would advise against any type of spontaneity during this time, because kids really thrive on structure. They
Yep.
don't like being in the dark. They don't like being lost. They don't like being confused. And I know some people are like, they're kids. They don't need to be in my business. They don't need to know where I'm going. And to a point, that's good and fair. However, you can let them know that you won't be there because you're going to go do something. That if you have one of them kids that's like, well, what you gonna be doing? Touch your nose, make it a joke, but
Right.
just prepare them for that time. Don't wake up Saturday morning and then decide you're gonna go to brunch and call your mom up, or your sister or your auntie day of, and now the kids are like, "What? Where you going? What you do? Like, what's up?" But if you start on Monday or Tuesday and you say, "Hey, mom is gonna have some me time on Saturday. I'm gonna be gone at from 12, and I'll be back around 4:30, 5 o'clock." Some parents, some moms, they might be that my kids don't even need to know all that. But if they know mom's gonna be back between 4:30 and 5 o'clock, between 12 and 3, they're chilling
Right.
because mom said she's gonna be back between 4:30 and 5 o'clock.
Right.
So
I
that,
actually love that. I
yeah.
love that you said that too, Eddie, because some of us really don't really prepare them in
uh,
advance. Because
oh,
again, children, they need structure, they need routine. And if
mhm.
you're just a spontaneous parent and you just spazzing out and just going here and there, it will
Oh,
cause havoc on their mindset, just their
absolutely.
overall development. I think
Hmm.
another thing that ties to the point that you were making is it's so important to have a village. It's
Hmm.
so important to have individuals that so for example, for me, I'm one of those super moms that I have a social life. I'm an entrepreneur, and then I'm different boards that I operate in. I'm obviously very active in the community as it relates to
Oh yeah.
church and things like that. So it's so important that your children, my son, he's 13, he knows me, but I think because I was able to create a life business in the last 2 years to where I have more time for my son than I've ever had before. Like I literally would carve out an hour in the morning before he goes to school. Open time. It's almost like an open office policy. Like you can come in my room. We could talk about whatever you want in the morning. If you're stressing
Mhm.
about something, you need help with this. After I do my divorce, because I got to talk to Jesus before anybody. But another thing is that time of picking him up from school. I have 2 hours open. That also includes homework. Now, ain't that many hours in the day, but I also have that additional time to kind of see how things are going, how is his day, and spending that quality time. Because oftentimes we can be responsible. Somebody give you a car, you're gonna take care of. You're gonna put gas in it, get the oil change, and get it clean. But are you only responsible, or are you spending the actual time with it? So like
Yeah.
I had to learn that. I think my son was 5, and I was one of those single moms that was like, okay, I'll take him to the playground so he can run around and play. But am I
Mm.
really spending time with him
Are you
at
in?
the playground? Right? Am I including him? So I think it's important to have a village, and just have an overall vision of how you want to live your life and how you want your children to
Oh,
be, how would they be impacted around that. So that was so good.
you need a game plan. And not only that, um when it comes to having a village, us, especially us, we have we have a difficult time vocalizing our needs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Please
And
expound on that. Give it to us, Eddie.
so you want the village, right? But don't nobody know that you need a village. I can't help you if I don't know what you need help for or with. You have to get to a place where you're vulnerable enough to send that text message, to make that phone call, to make that post. There's a lot of spaces, maybe not a lot, But there are a few spaces where you can go in and you can post what's really going on. I'm a part of also Black Moms of Orlando, and this mom was in need for like 3 months straight. And the way the women just swarmed around her. But the thing about that particular situation that lady went through for 3 months, she was vocal. She was vocal. Hey, sisters, I need. Hey, mom, I need. Thank you so much. I
Right.
also need. You've got to open your mouth. And I think, she's definitely a very healed individual because she had no issues vocalizing. But some of us aren't as put together as we think we are. And so asking for help still looks like a sign of weakness because you,
Wow.
okay,
That is so good. And you said a key word too. You said vulnerability. People don't realize that there is victory in vulnerability because
listen.
you always mask your
Mm,
troubles or whatever you're going through. And I'm not saying come on Facebook or come, be bleeding all out on people and just telling all your business. But sometimes if you express certain things, then it will expose you to the right people that can
and
help you.
there you go.
So that's why I call it victory in vulnerability because there is a village out there for you. But I've always heard that a closed mouth
Huh?
don't get fed.
And don't.
So we have to tear down those idols of being prideful because,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, the only thing in the middle of pride is I, and that's you. You're going to be by yourself because you can't speak up and say something or you can't, express it to the right people. So I
And,
just think that is so big.
and me too. I was guilty of that for a
Me
long
too, absolutely.
time. Oh God, for years and years and years. I figured out, I figured out, I figured out, I figured out. And it was just me, 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 me. And finally it got so bad that it started to affect my children. I was like, okay, mom. Like, okay, I can't do it by myself. Help, please.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so true. You can't do it by yourself. Even if we remove the community, if we place
Mm,
God in it, we cannot do anything by ourselves. Because
uh-uh.
I'm gonna be. This is a truth moment for me. When I decided to leave corporate America and get out in this ratchet marketplace,
Not
you
ratchet.
know, ratchet marketplace, and having 3 to 5 months saved up. Once that savings depleted
Woo!
and those commission checks wasn't coming in. Hello, anybody there? There. It got real quick, real lonely. And the pride started building up. Like, I ain't never had to ask somebody for another. I was corporate America. I made this. I made 6 figures. Wait. That was me. But when people, and you get up, you put on your clothes, you're still you because we're relentless and we just still know how to function. It's almost like a functional crackhead. Not that we're on crack or a drug, but
Oh,
we
yes.
we we're functionable, like struggling. Just the mindset of, hey, bro, I ain't got it.
Yeah, that's a term. It's called high functioning. It's called high. You can be a high functioning depression. You can have. You can be a high functioning alcoholic. That's a real term in psychology. It's called
Oh
high
my God.
function. You're high functioning. And hyper independence, that is that is trauma. You never learned how to lean. You always had
Wow.
to sit up straight. And so leaning scares you because guess what? You think you're gonna break if you lean.
Ooh, listen to me.
It's scary. All your life you got to stand straight up. There's nobody there to lean on. So when the wind start to blow, it freaks you out. You think you're gonna break. You might bend a little bit, but you don't know that in your mind because of the trauma. You might bend a little bit, but you're not gonna break. But because of the trauma, the swaying, that's the problems, right? The sway that scares you.
Right.
You think you're going to break that hyper in. I gotta be straight and narrow. I don't need no help. I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to do it. And so even when somebody appears and they say, I'll help, you can't even trust that person to help.
Oh,
You can't even trust that person to help you. That's how traumatized you are. No, I
yeah,
do it myself. No, you can't watch my baby because can't nobody watch my baby the way I watch my baby. No, you can't
right.
wash my dishes because you're not going to wash my dishes the way I wash my dishes. I got to do everything myself because I know how I need it done. I can't depend on you, depend on me. And that
That's
is
so
all.
good.
That's
Yeah.
all.
Trauma causes the trust issues.
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
my gosh.
Trust
But
issue.
see, trauma will keep us trapped.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Listen, let's talk about that. So I know that you are very transparent as it relates to just, things that you've overcome
Yeah.
in different seasons and, going back to school at your age, not, having a relationship, not being married anymore, just things. It's so many different things that whatever you want to particularly share, but I want to open this time and this space up to kind of talk about some of the things that you've overcome and where was your mental state and what kept you afloat.
Oh, Lord. I hope I don't cry because I don't even, it's nothing but God that has brought me through. Um, at 33, right before I turned 33, actually, I say maybe like a week before my 33rd birthday, my whole world just like the record stopped. I was Muslim at the time, married. I was in a blended family, and for reasons that I rather not delve into at the moment, I had to separate from my family, and who is now my ex husband, and not just leave these stepkids that I was around for 4 years that I looked as my own, that I still keep in touch with to this day. But I also left a sisterhood, I left a community, and I walked away from my religious identity. The transition was so surreal because I was a devout Muslim and I was wrapped up. I was wearing, they called a headscarf a hijab. And for the first time in 5 years, I was uncovered. Mind you, I'm still in school. I just started. I just
Wow.
I just started. And I came home. I left that house and I came home with everything that I could fit in my neighbor's trip. My neighbor offered to take me back to my mother's house. And I packed everything I could in there and my two kids. And we drove back to my mom's house. And I went back home to my mother's house at big 33, like a week before I turned 33, with a whole extra kid. I left with one kid. I came back with two.
Wow.
Came back with two kids, no car, no job, no education. I had $150 in my bank account. I was a housewife, so I didn't even have any job history. My credit was in the low 500s. Baby, I was gone for 5 years and came back with nothing to show for it.
Mm.
The embarrassment. Woo! Whole time I had an assignment due at the end of the week. Oh, a space, a time. Oh, what a time. What a time. And I couldn't do nothing but pray. I couldn't even smile properly for 3 months. It wasn't real. It
Wow.
wasn't genuine. For 3 months. It feels, because I was grieving and I was grieving so many things at once. Nobody died, but there was so much death in who I used to be for so long. I used to be Muslim. I used to be a wife. I used to have a sisterhood. I used to have a community. I used to be Muslim. And it was just like So many parts of me died all at once. All at once. And it shook me to my core. I had a little conversation with God, and I said, I'm not dropping out. I don't care how crazy I look. I don't care
Wow.
how crazy I appear. I want this bachelor's degree. And I got home and I pulled myself together immediately. And I went across the street. I went across the street to the neighbor and I said, "Hey, I just moved here with my mom. I know you don't know me, but you got a laptop I can use. I gotta do my homework." And she said, "Oh my God, sure, come on in. Oh my, what? Yes, of course you can use my." And I went right in that lady house. We're still friends to this day on Facebook.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
vocal about what I needed.
Vulnerable. You spoke up. Come on.
I know you don't know me. I stay right. You can literally tap dance and you'll be at my house. I stay right there. I just moved back in with my mom. I just got divorced and I just started school and I don't have a laptop. Can I please use your laptop if you have one so I can get my homework done? Then I did my assignment that week. And then the following week, I went to my other friend Chantel house and I did my homework for that week. And then my sister, she had gotten a laptop, a work laptop. So she let me hold her personal laptop until I was able to afford my own laptop. And so throughout all of that, I never missed an assignment. I never dropped out.
Wow.
I was relentless because I saw what being complacent had led me.
Mm.
I saw the damage of being idle. I saw the damage, and even in as much pain as I was in, I said, "Oh, it's time to get to work. It's time to
Wow.
get to work. Time to come hell or high water. I got to get it done because I haven't been getting anything done for years, and this is the price that I'm paying, and I never want to be here again."
Wow.
Yeah.
And you made it through. Like, oh, as you were speaking, all I heard was like bruised, but not broken.
Hmm.
Like, it's
Hmm.
like you went through so much,
So much. So
but it
much.
didn't break you. It didn't make you fold. It didn't make you quit.
Nope.
That's perseverance. That's again, you were relentless. So that y'all, I don't know about y'all in this, whoever watching, or if you watching on the replay, just to hear that story is so inspiring. I mean, come on, your identity, not only as a woman or as your a motherhood, as a wife, but your religion, hold on, your livelihood changed. Everything changed. You say, I used to be a Muslim. I used to be a wife. I used to be, but guess what? Now you need to affirm yourself and say, I am
Yes,
a
ma'am.
master. Come on. I am a one. Like you, honey. Well, it's a lot of things that we used to be. You can look back and say, okay, I used to be, the victim, but now I'm the victor. I
Okay.
used to be broke. Hello, somebody, but now I'm building. My credit score used to be in the 500s. Hello, somebody. You know what I mean? Like I used to be a couch surfing, whatever your story could be, but now I have my own with a patio.
Not the balcony, honey.
Come on. So that is oh my gosh, Eddie, thank you so much for sharing that. Like that is beautiful. And from what I got, what sustained you and kept you was your relationship with God.
Absolutely. And I mean, if you've been following me on Facebook for years, you know that my dealing with my religious identity has not been the easiest thing. And I was transparent about that just to give people a space that you're not alone, throughout it all. I never um, had a thought in my mind that God wasn't real. I may
Mm,
have said, uh, well, I'm not Muslim anymore. And it took me forever to even admit that. I said for years, I think for 3 years, I said, oh, I'm just not practicing. I'm just not practicing right now. Like that. I said that for like,
wow.
it took me a while. I used to see women in their hijab and just cry because I couldn't put mine on. I don't know what happened. Like it used to make me feel so safe. I was so proud. And then something happened and all of a sudden it felt like it was choking me. Like
Mm,
it became a source of trauma now. And the guilt I felt from even feeling that way, it took so much time. I really had to just sit down and heal. Like I couldn't, I'm fine. No, you're not fine. You need to sit down. You need to deal with these feelings because this is traumatic to live a certain way for 5 years and then one day the record stop and you're not living like that no more. That's
mm,
that is traumatic. And so I had to hold on to God because God was the only thing in my life that was unwavering, that
and
never changed. God is the same yesterday, today,
ooh,
and
come on, Hebrews, you better.
I don't care if I'm Muslim and you try going back to church and I felt like I was going to church with the Quran in my purse and I said, okay, I'm gonna sit down. I'm not anything. I believe in God, but I'm not anything because I was confusing myself. I
Wow.
hadn't allowed time to heal the wounds of no longer being Muslim. That was painful for me.
Mm,
Instead of dealing with that pain, I tried to, okay, well, I'm not Muslim no more, so now I'm Christian. And I tried to run back to the church, but
mm,
I was conflicted. I was conflicted real bad. I didn't know if I wanted to go to the masjid after church. I didn't know if I was
wow.
church after the masjid. So I said, okay, I'm gonna just sit down. I'm gonna just sit down. I believe in God, but I don't want to confuse myself and I don't want to confuse my children, and now I'm at the point where, you know, the church hurt, the masjid hurt, all of that is starting to leave me, and my interest is church is peaking back up again, and some people, they wait until things just fall apart around them and then reach out. I'm the opposite. When things are going well, I'm like, oh my
Come
God,
on.
oh, you keep blessing me. And I know I'm not perfect. I be cussing sometimes. I know I know I'm not perfect, but you continue to bless me. You continue to bless me despite my disobedience. I gotta show you some praise. You know,
Right.
now now I have secretly been looking for a church to attend because I'm feeling a little bit more healed. I'm feeling, but when I allowed myself to just sit out for a second, that's what really, instead of forcing myself when I wasn't ready, just sit
Yeah.
out still. The word says, be still and know that I am God. And I just had to trust that,
Yeah.
you know, go-to verse is Jeremiah 29:11. And I feel like God knew the whole time, okay, you just go ahead and sit down real quick.
Yeah. He knows
I
those plans.
I feel like he knew the whole time that eventually I would find my way back.
Amen. That's so good. I'm happy that you found your way back, and I'll just continue to pray about your journey
Thank
into,
you.
just Christianity and just and also church, having a church home, that fellowship, a community. And
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
happy that you're in a place where you're
what I
free.
love. Yes, more than the politics. I'm so over the politics of religion. I'm just looking for community.
Yes.
I'm looking.
Relationship over religion.
Yes, yeah. I'm over the politics and the history and all of
Right.
that. I want to commune with other people who love God just as much as I do. That's all.
Amen. That is so amazing.
Yeah.
So I have one more question before we wrap up. I want to know, like, I think what happens sometimes in the community, mental health challenges can kind of sometimes be stigmatized or misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
And have you ever like encountered a mis or any misconception or judgments as a single mom regarding your mental health? Like how were you able to address it and navigate those type of challenges?
Girl, you got to stay away from these folks on social media that
Wow.
makes motherhood look like a handicap.
I said that in the beginning.
We are not disabled.
At all. We're just single and we're moms.
And we made a choice. We made a choice. Of course, a two-parent household is ideal. Of
Correct.
course. However, the damage that comes from raising a child with a toxic father is more than the damage that comes from raising him in his absence.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's so good.
I,
Whew.
we're not gonna sit there and try to live in toxicity for the sake of what's ideal.
Right. What looked good. Like,
What good?
because most of the people are together anyways because one of the people needs somewhere to stay. You know,
Huh?
it's like y'all in these situationships, but it's so toxic for your life, your child, all of that. You can't just stay with someone just because you've made a child. You have to make a decision that how am I going to raise this child in the best possible way. So, wow.
Absolutely. You've got to. And I see these single moms in the comment section and they're trying to, you know, prove their worth and gain validation. Babe, you can't try to prove your worth to somebody that don't think you don't have any.
Wow.
He doesn't think you have any worth. So why are you're preaching to a wall? I'm this and I'm that and I make six figures and da 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 da. You know what that man gonna say? You still a single mom. They're big bullies. You're still a single mom. You're still what
Wow.
delete them folks. Delete them folks. Block them folks. I think that is one of our biggest weaknesses as
Yeah.
mothers of color is to engage in that nastiness
Right.
online, trying to constantly prove your worth. And, for some of us, depending on, where we are in our journey, that type of stuff could really break you.
Yeah.
If you're already in financial distress, okay, if you're already insecure about the way your body looks after having kids, if you're
Mm,
going through postpartum and you sitting there and you engage with somebody that doesn't think you have any worth, doesn't think you have any value,
mm.
that is like the biggest red flag to your mental health.
Yeah.
You basically putting yourself right in harm's way by doing that.
Yep.
So I say stay away from those people. Stay away from there's no need to
Right.
validate yourself. There's no need for it. Do what you got to do. Okay? And also when it comes to self-care, it gets greater later. Okay? If
Come on.
if all you can do is shower for 30 minutes uninterrupted after the kids go to sleep, baby, that's self-care. If you can get 8 hours of sleep after the kids go to bed, that is self care.
It's so
The
good.
and the lashes and the hair, I promise you, if you remain consistent, the greater things will come. Appreciate where you're at. Even right now, today, as I speak, this week my back is against the wall. I don't have a lot of
Mm,
free time. But you know what? I find comfort in my discomfort because it's
mm.
temporary. It's temporary. It's
That's
joy. Joy cometh in the morning,
come
baby.
on.
Joy cometh in the morning. I graduate next summer with, with a master's degree from UCF. Okay?
Come Come on, y'all.
Summer, I'm walking. So yes, I will cry while I do that homework, but it's gonna get done. Okay?
Y'all, y'all heard it first. Like, first of all, this time, this conversation was so needed. There was some inner healing done, and just overall transparency. And I love the fact that we went just from just, hey, what do we do in our spare time, and what our routine looks like, and how do we, how do we get across those challenges of being a single mom and balancing everything else. But telling that story, I appreciate your vulnerability and your transparency to, because it's you used to be this and you used to be that. Now we're talking about a woman that has a job, has a car, has a place to stay, and will have a master's degree next year. Come on, somebody. And if that's not a story of redemption, a story to let you know that God is real, I don't know what else to tell y'all. So if y'all want to see any more, you know, conversations like that, if you want to become a part and partner with us and just become a part of what we're doing and join our village, first, there is a text community where you text the word village at 321-418-3921. And if you want to join us and you love what we're doing here at aSistHER Inc., there are ways that you can support our actual foundation, where you can go on our website at www.asistherinc.org/donations. Like, this is amazing. The HERtalk series is already on fire. Can we just give a virtual hug, like hand clap for Eddie for coming on and speaking with us about mental health awareness for single moms? Do you have any lasting words and thoughts to share in this season for us?
Um, I think what resonates so deeply with me is that slow progress is better than no progress.
Ooh, say that again for the people in the back.
Slow progress is better than no progress. Them baby steps, they will add up.
Wow.
Trust the process.
So good. That's so good. Keep looking forward to each step and not being intimidated by the full staircase. Just
Huh?
think about what's right in
And
front of you. And if you're making progress, that means that, one, if you still got a post, God still got a plan. But
huh?
if you're making progress, it's better than sitting around and not making a decision to do nothing at all.
Right.
So I resonate with that so good. Like, I love this. Make sure y'all share that. Let us know if you're on the replay. For some reason, I didn't get to see any comments. I don't know if I had the StreamYard functioning properly. At least I know the audio was here and we had an actual live, but I didn't see any of the comments from anyone. So if you have any questions or any thoughts or comments, y'all know where to find us. Thank you so much, Eddie, for this amazing, healthy conversation. And again, we extend our heartfelt thank you to anyone that wants to be a part of our village and support this nonprofit organization. Until next time, peace.